Monday. It's Monday, and this is a speed round. Why is it a speed round? It's a speed round because we got stuff going on that means I can't be online. And I negotiated my way into 15 minutes. So you got 15 minutes with me, but quarter after I'm out of here because I've got other stuff and things that take priority today. But I had to come in to say, hey, and let's get into stuff and things right away. So as quick as you can get them, let's get your questions on the board and start talking to them. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a police officer with the Toronto Police Service right here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Best place on earth today because I'm here and you're here. So let's talk about traffic stuff and things while I'm waiting for rooms to fill up because they're not used to me doing this speed round business. Let me quickly press this button, and then we're going to very quickly talk about Vision Zero Enforcement Team, that dedicated group of officers that focus on traffic safety one ticket at a time. Well, sometimes multiple tickets at a time, but one stop at a time. I think that's fair to say. What they're doing is they're looking for the fine folks who choose to break the law. And I say fine. You're not being fined if you're breaking the law. But for those people who choose to, drive over the speed limit, drive aggressively, drive distracted, or drive impaired, know that the Traffic Services Vision Zero Enforcement Team are looking to make, themselves known to you and then issue you tickets. And then that might lead to other stuff that you may not actually like. But today, these magical people are spending time in 11 Division and 33 Division. Those are the neighborhoods of Junction, Weston, High Park, Ronson's Vales, Parkwoods, Donalda, Bayview Village, York Mills, neighborhoods where real people live, work, and play, and, well, they deserve to be safe. Now, happy Bike Day. Yeah, it's World Bicycle Day. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I was told that by the fine folks at, fine folks at Hootsuite, because they notified me. I had no idea. And you know what? I got to tell you, I often beef with those people who ride bicycles, not because they're bad people, but some of them do bad things. But then again, there was a driver who was driving on the sidewalk over the weekend. At least I think that's when it took place. Someone tagged me in the video, so they're putting in a report based on my suggestion. I'm looking forward to the driver getting contacted and educated, maybe even charged. I think there's enough there. There's a clear video of their face. I think if they're the registered owner, we're going to be able to identify who they are and lay charges. Just saying. And again, just that we have only like 11, 12 minutes left, I'm going to jump right into things. We have Killer Draconis who says, greetings and salutations from the TMC. That's the Traffic Management Center. Good morning to you. He's giving me a dad joke, which we may be getting to very, very, very soon. Very, very soon. And Tough Times just jumped into TikTok and says, Happy Men's Mental Health Month, everyone. I didn't know that. See, I'm learning all sorts of stuff. There's a day for everything. There was a horse day. Was yesterday like International Horse Day? There's a day for everything. Dad joke. Okay, I said that. Brandon says, good morning, Sean and everyone in this amazing community. I'm teaching a cooking class, so I can't stick around. Let's all have a fantastic day. You all rock. Brandon, what do you teach to cook? Cooking is good. I barbecue, but that just means heating stuff up with fire outside. It's kind of a glorified microwave. Like I don't put ingredients into things. I'm pretty much a make fire, eat it person. No creativity going on here. I'm not making any magical dishes that nobody else has ever come up with before. Good morning to Julie Massey, who says, good morning, Sean and everyone. And Watchdog 5705 says, hey, Sean, sitting in court waiting to testify, watching my favorite traffic cop show. Funny how many people in the waiting room recognize your voice. That's awesome. Shout out to everyone who's listening in the waiting room. And I already mentioned Tough Times, but that's awesome. Oilers or Panthers? We're talking jerseys. Are they playing each other? That's how much I'm not a sports person. I don't know. Is it Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers? Do I have to answer? Wait, I don't even know. Because we only have a few minutes, I can't waste time Googling it. So somebody tell me, where are the Panthers out of? Then I have to decide if I like warm weather or cold weather. This is an actual traffic-related question, so I will jump onto this one. Thank you very much for the question. That's on point. Hi, sir. Can you please explain about fail to stop amber light? Oh, yes, I can, and I would like to, because people are very confused about what a yellow light means. Many of them believe that it means speed up to get through the light before it changes to red, and that's not at all the case. You are required by law to stop for a yellow light if you can do so safely. It doesn't mean accelerate, try and make the red. It's not a warning light for the red light. It is, in fact, an instruction to stop your vehicle before the stop line, unless, there's a caveat, unless you can't do it safely. So that means if you're right there, past the point of no return, everyone was taught the point of no return, right? If you're past the point of no return where you could not, by a reasonable person watching you, couldn't safely stop, whilst also going the speed limit, by the way, then you're permitted to go through because it would be unsafe to do anything else. But if you're cruising along and you're 200 meters away and you see it, you don't hammer down so you can catch it. You slow down and stop. So what happens if you get charged? Now, if you go through a red light camera on an amber, you're not red light running, you're amber light running, so the red light camera doesn't catch you. But a police officer, well, they can, and they can charge you, and it's a ticket very similar to that of red light or disobey red light. Don't do it. But thank you for bringing that up. I hope I gave a concise enough. I think I put it all in the package. I'm pretty passionate about this. People like to go fast and try and avoid this whole stopping business. And by the way, all you're doing when you hammer through a yellow light is make sure you get to the red light in front of you faster. That's what happens. Tough Time says, thanks for doing this stream, Sean. Very informative. That's my plan. And I appreciate the thank you, because I really do enjoy what I'm doing here, and I think there's a lot of value here. Tim Shallow says, good morning, Sean. What is this? Brandon says, does TPS have anti-ambush sensors in their cars like some of the police agencies in the U.S.? I think that's new technology. I don't know if they have it or not. I didn't get the memo if we do. But that's where it alerts you if someone walks up behind you. I don't know how that works. I think that's really cool. I think they have that in New York, and everyone should have that. Are there any laws about a reflective sticker car decal I put on my tires or on the side of the car? There's nothing governing reflective stickers that I'm aware of. You can't have light facing the rear. You can't illuminate something. It's powered by electricity. But I don't think reflectives would be an issue. And I would say this. I would avoid white reflective stickers to the rear. Not because there's a law governing them. There may be, I don't know. But certainly it will confuse people. And people are easily confused. So red or amber to the rear, white reflectives maybe on the side, or maybe white reflectives to the front, or not white reflectives at all. Stick to other reflectives. Yeah, but reflective good. We have them all over our vehicles, and come to think of it, as we unpack this live, we have white reflective stickers all over our police cars. So if we have them facing the rear, I'm sure you can too. But I think just logically, it makes more sense to have red ones facing the back. Big Jeff Fresh says, good morning. What's going on, brother? Long time no talk. I think it's been a while. Has it been a while? Maybe you were here last week and everything's mush. Okay. I hope this is a joke, Matt. What's the difference between arrest and arrest? Arrest is what I didn't get this weekend because I was very, very busy. An arrest is what I do for a job, or I used to do when I was on the road. I used to arrest people. I don't know. That's a great question. I like that. It is Florida Panthers. So by virtue of the fact that I like warm weather, I want to say Florida Panthers, but I know that as a Canadian, I'm kind of obligated to go for the Oilers. So now I'm at an impasse. I don't know. Explain U-turn rule when there are no dividers. Huh? What do you mean no dividers? What do you mean? U-turns are legal unless signed otherwise, or in a number of different places. If we're talking about crest of grade where there's no visibility, curve where there's no visibility, in front of a bridge, viaduct, tunnel, railway crossing. Those are places where it's never permitted. And you have to realize, I had a bunch of offline conversations in the DMs and some emails going back and forth over the weekend, because when I'm off duty and I have a few minutes, I check and I get notifications on my personal phone. Anyway, U-turns are dangerous. People say, no, they're not. And driving instructors tell me they're not, except they are. They're the highest point of risk, I think, in a straight line situation where when nobody else is expecting you to do something, does something. How about the dum-dum who made a U-turn this morning when I was driving into work? And I'm quite comfortable calling this person a dum-dum. This person made I'm making a left turn into a police station, and this person makes a right turn into our driveway, and then makes a U-turn in the driveway, utilizing it to give a little bit, didn't want to turn his wheel all the way over. So the lazy U-turn using the boulevard, essentially, the tip of the driveway. to make the anyway. That almost ended up in a collision with the driver who was a police officer attending work in front of me. Almost drove into that dum-dum. Okay, enough of the dum-dum. But yeah, I hope that explains. I don't know what the no dividers. I'm not sure where you're going with this, but I hope my explanation of U-turns and my opportunity to vent covered it. Dennis says, we got Dennis says, good morning, Sean. Awesome to see your cast. Happy Men's Mental Health Month. Hellos from Durham. What's going on, Dennis? I got to do more research. I want to support Happy Men or Men's Mental Health Month, but I got a whole month to do it, so it means there's time for me to read up on what's going on. I mean, I get the idea, but I want to know more about what's going on. Point of no return. Wouldn't that be the event Horizon? According to, I love the movie references and anything. Akila's got awesome backstory and interests in sci-fi. It's good. Read stuff. Does a passenger have to show ID on a traffic stop? Just a reminder, we're only going to 10:15 because I got massive loads of things to do for the boss. So this is a very crunch time, fast-paced thing. I'm even speaking quickly. Traffic stop. The only time that a passenger is required to present identification is if they're being investigated for something, whether it be not wearing a seatbelt or some other offense under an act or criminal, but not just because they're in the car. So if I pull you over for speeding, I don't get an opportunity to identify the driver, at least not by law. If I ask them to see it, they can say no. Do people ask? Sometimes they will. But are you required by law to present identification? No, and even if you were being pulled over or even being asked to identify, it's not to give your driver's license as a passenger. You're only required to identify, which could be providing your name, date of birth, address, that sort of thing. Can you explain why drifting is forbidden? It's stunt driving. It's not permitted. It's unsafe. You're putting your vehicle into a loss of traction, which is essentially movement without control. And I know everybody seems to think that they are totally in control of vehicles. And some very skilled drivers might be doing all right, but it doesn't make it legal. It's stunt driving, 14-day impound, 30-day vehicle, 14-day vehicle impound, 30-day suspension, $2,000 to $10,000 in fines, up to 6 months in jail, and a 1 to 3 year driving prohibition for the very first conviction. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. If you have red and blue lights on your car, do you get a ticket, and how much is it? Red and blue lights, well, it depends on where your red and blue lights are. If you have red and blue strobes, if you have police lights, you're going to be investigated for impersonation, like impersonating a police officer, potentially. They're prohibited to have red or blue flashing lights facing forward. Blue is restricted heavily. Red is completely prohibited for anything other than police, fire, and ambulance. There is an allowance for blue for snowplows if you're under contract from the city. But yeah, you're going to get into a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of trouble. Human Moves Day Camp. They are my friends. Very specifically, a friend of mine who owns a Human Moves Day Camp. And good morning to you, Mike. Mike Mann. He has so many things, but he's also an auxiliary police. Are you a staff sergeant now? Anyway, good morning to you. What is this? Brandon is teaching people how to make homemade sausages today, as well as smoking meat techniques. That sounds like a course that I should take. Okay. Addie says, hello. Can we change the color of that light headlight or no? The only light color or the only color of headlight that you can project forward on a motor vehicle is amber or white, so it means you can have yellow or white headlights. That is it. Anything else would be prohibited from use on the road. 15 minutes past 10. I started a minute late. I'm going to continue for one more minute. Are flashing blue and red lights permissible on bicycles? How interesting. They're not motor vehicles, but they are vehicles. You know, I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to write it down, though. Red, blue, bike. I'm going to say they are. I used to have one on my kid's bike. I had a siren on my bike right around I think mine even had chips on it. And I'm going to tweet about it. I'm going to put a picture of what I'm talking about. But I had a little red button on my handlebars and a little white and black megaphone-shaped siren, and I used to drive around emitting siren sounds on my bicycle because I was a cool kid. Akila wants to know if I can do reflective stickers on my vinyl printer. I don't have a vinyl printer. I have a vinyl cutter, like a what's it called? A Cricut, but I have like a giant Cricut commercial one. So yeah, I can. I do. I actually cut out all sorts of decals for Motor Squad and whatnot. Is Chrome tint legal rear windshield. Chrome tint's legal on the windows other than the windows left and right of the driver and the windshield. You can't have anything on the windshield, and it's restricted as to what kind of tint you can have on the windows left and right. D. Pantos says, to become a cop, you had to have failed many goals in life. Actually, I gave up. I succeeded in so many different things. And my ultimate goal was always to be a police officer. So when I finally got that opportunity, when I was prepared to do that, I gave up all my careers. I'd done all sorts of things. I've done more jobs and more things than probably you've been alive, like, for the years. Anyway, whatever. I know you don't like police, whatever. Yeah, you can just keep scrolling. But I just find it so interesting when people come up with these things and have these questions. Like, what are they doing? Are they still living in their parents' basement while they're sitting here and talking to someone who's done 25 years of service? I want to know what their list of achievements are. But I do think that the greatest thing, the greatest achievement was becoming a police officer and being able to serve the wonderful people of my city. But what do I want to do? I want to see here as I talk about that, because I think that this is a great segue into discussing the employment unit, because we're hiring, and everyone except that person should apply. www.tps.ca/careers. Check it out. We post the jobs we have available, and I really want to see, why isn't this? Come on. It's loading. Come on, loading. What's going on here? Is the careers page not working? This is very uncool. Let's see here. No, it's the Google page. For whatever reason, careers, maybe we're not hiring today. Today's the day we're not hiring. Yeah, I'm giving up on waiting for it. Okay. Oh, well, on your own time, check it out. We have new postings every day. Maybe they have new postings today, and that's why I can't access it. Still loading. Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. Hopefully there's more time to do that. Okay. But definitely we are hiring. Check it out when the website decides to respond. It has great information that you, it's doing wonky stuff. It did come up for me eventually, but it's doing all sorts of weird stuff. Cloudflare, yeah, they're having some issues. Can my 14-year-old son start my truck if it's on my own property under my supervision? Technically, you don't need a license to operate a motor vehicle on private property, nor is there an age restriction that I'm aware of. So yeah, they could. They could do it, and technically they could move it, even though I don't think that's a terribly good idea. That wouldn't be a ticket. Now, if they were to do drifting, stunt driving on private property, they would be eligible for charges of stunt driving. And at 14 years old, that would be bad to start the career that way. Let's say here. Can your wheels come out of the wheel wells? Technically, no. Is there a distance of measurement? I've been told 1/4 inch, but I wouldn't. It depends on the officer you're getting. Bashar Ali says, good morning, Sir Sean. Have a good day. Or I added the good, but you said morning. That's my friend. He's a police officer from Punjab, Pakistan. How's it going? Okay. Good morning there. We got Dune 11. Now, is that Dune? No, it's Dunk 11. I thought it was Dune. I thought it was a movie reference. How long are you allowed to drive with an expired license? Absolutely 0 days. You're supposed to renew it before you get it expired. When you renew it, and I think you can do this online, once you renew it, it's renewed. They give you a receipt. Instantly, it's extended, even if you don't have the new card. So renew it in advance. Now, for anyone who doesn't know this, I have links. Links on ASKaTrafficCop.ca. If you go there, you can actually get a link to go to the Ministry of Transportation's website. They have a section, which I'd link directly to, allowing you to sign up for reminders. They remind you way in advance. You can sign up for reminders for your driver's license, your license plates, and your health card, all in one place. Ontario government, awesome. And that is it. I have gone 20 minutes instead of 15 minutes because I love you all, but I've got to go because, like I said, people are waiting on the work I am doing. So with that, I will say, actually, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to play this video and buy you 2 minutes of entertainment, which is a recruiting video, but I love it so much it should be played every day. Have a great day. We'll be here tomorrow, and hopefully for more than 20 minutes. Take care. Drive safe, drive sober, park legally, and smile. Why? Because I like smiles. Smiles are good.
Your future career starts.
You know what would help if I took the audio and put it to the appropriate destination, then you would hear the audio. Yeah. Let's try that again.
Your future career starts with a vision. A vision of opportunities ahead, where you can see a path to a noble career, serving the city of Toronto. Where do you see yourself? Toronto Police Service. Apply today.